That night, the city felt different. The streets were quieter, the lights dimmer, and the air smelled faintly of wet paint. I slung my backpack over my shoulder and walked toward the abandoned overpass where I always painted. It was my secret spot, where no one bothered to ask why I kept painting faces on the wall. I had a new spray can tonight, one I didn't remember buying. The label was scratched off, leaving only a faint red circle. When I shook it, it sounded heavier than normal, almost like something thick moved inside. I didn't care. Halloween night deserved something bold. I started with a single line, then another. My hand moved fast, the hiss of the spray filling the silence. The paint came out darker than I expected, like ink mixed with smoke. It shimmered under the streetlight, glowing faintly before drying into a matte shadow. I stepped back to admire it. The face I painted looked wrong. The smile stretched too far, the eyes too deep. I blinked, and for a split second I thought it moved. Maybe it was just the wind playing tricks. I laughed it off and kept painting. Every time I added a new color, the mural changed on its own. The shadows rippled, the lines shifted slightly, as if breathing. I felt my heartbeat quicken, but couldn't stop. Something about the rhythm of the spray and the smell of the paint hypnotized me. A sudden chill swept through the air. I heard a whisper, low and distant, like it came from the wall itself. I froze. The face on the wall now had open eyes, staring directly at me. My hand trembled. I stepped closer, reaching out. Before I could touch it, the paint dripped downward, forming words under the mouth. "Let me out." My chest tightened. I stumbled back, the can slipping from my grip and rolling across the concrete with a metallic clink. The whisper turned into a hum, vibrating through the ground. I saw movement in the corner of my eye. Another mural, one I'd painted weeks ago, was now turning its head. The eyes followed me, lifeless but aware. I grabbed my bag and ran, but as I turned the corner, every wall I passed was covered in faces. My art, all of it, each one twitching, smiling, whispering things I couldn't understand. The city was talking back to me. I reached a dead end, trapped between two massive graffiti pieces I'd done last summer. The one on the left began to peel off the wall like skin shedding. A black mist seeped out, curling into the shape of a hand. It reached for me, and I swung my backpack to block it, spraying another line of paint out of reflex. The mist hissed and recoiled. But where the paint hit, a new face appeared, screaming silently. I realized the can wasn't paint, it was something alive. The red circle on the label pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat. I tried to throw it away, but it stuck to my hand, the metal warm and throbbing. A voice whispered again, clearer this time, "You made us." My knees buckled. Every mural, every line I ever drawn, each one pulsed faintly in the dark, glowing like veins under the city's skin. They were alive, and they wanted me to keep painting. The walls began to vibrate, cracking as color bled through the concrete. I covered my ears, but the whispers grew louder, all chanting in rhythm with the hiss of spray paint. Paint, more paint. I screamed back that I didn't want to, that I was done, but my hand moved on its own, gripping the can tight. The nozzle pressed down, and black paint burst out, swirling into the air like smoke. Shapes formed, faces, arms, and figures, all crawling out of the wall. They surrounded me, their laughter distorted, echoing through the alley. One of them leaned close, its eyes hollow but smiling. "You gave us life." I backed up against the wall, but there was nowhere left to go. The murals closed in, merging into a single massive shadow. I could see my own reflection in the paint, wide eyes, trembling hands, and that same cursed smile. Then everything went silent. The city stopped breathing. Only one mural remained, a painting of me holding a can, frozen in fear. It looked real, too real. I touched the wall, and the cold surface pulsed beneath my palm. When morning came, people passing by saw a new mural under the overpass, a figure trapped inside the paint, eyes wide open, mouth half smiling. They said it was the best one yet. No one noticed the faint red circle glowing beside it.